Hi, welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show. Here's where we get the tools, the mindsets, the game plan to transform our lives into something barely recognizable. Here's where we have a straight conversation, straight no chaser. Sometimes the conversation is not served with warm cookies and milk. It's just the one that you needed. I love the comments. I love the fact that you guys are constantly commenting. I mean, there's so many comments. They're like 800, 500, 1,000, 400 comments on one 8-minute show. I love it. Keep the comments coming. I love this particular comment. Namasiku, you commented on the episode entitled Why You Control Your Own Joy. I love that particular episode. You said, now I'm going to quote unquote, I'm going to read your quote. You said, energy grows where energy goes. For 27 years, I focused my energy, emotions, and my feelings on how my life was because of my past, justifying it and living in that story. Now, after looking at this episode and understanding that energy grows where energy goes, I've started holding myself accountable for my savings, and now I'm finally feeling like I have achieved something worth talking about. Thank you! Explanation point. End quotes. I love it, Namasiku. I love your comment. I love what you're writing about. You know, when you understand whatever you focus your energy on, it's going to expand. You focus on it, it expands. You focus on something else, it actually will shrink. And its awareness and its energy, it'll shrink. And so energy grows where energy goes. Decide what you want to grow in your life. I love it. And then Sharita, you commented on the episode entitled Be Confident to Achieve Your Vision. I love that episode as well. And you said, I choose me today. Everything else is bonus. I love that you love that comment. I love that you love the fact that when you choose you, whole and complete, everything else is bonus. You then went on to say, quote unquote, thank you for this inspiration, Lisa. It completes me because I am enough. End quote. Yes, Sharita, you are enough. And doesn't it feel good to be reminded of that? I'm sure before you watched the episode, you knew it, but sometimes you can know something and then forget that you know it because you've been dealing with the day-to-day actions, the day-to-day mindset, sometimes the day-to-day haters, and you just forget what you know. And every now and then it feels good to have someone who loves you and believes in you to remind you what you know. You know, as an entrepreneur, you know, there's so many years where I worked the day away, the night away, but way beyond working the day and the night away. I worked memories away. I worked parts of my life away. I worked sacred moments away. When Jelani, my son, who's in his 20s now, when he went to first grade, I remember I walked him to school, his first day of school, and I came home and I cried for about 6 hours. And most people think when I tell them that story that I cried because my son was away from me and he was in school. But I didn't cry because he's away from me. Truth be told, I put Jelani in school when he was 2 years old. The moment they said they would take him, he was in preschool. He was in pre-development school, because as an entrepreneur, I started building my dream when he was born. I had the dream when I was pregnant with him. I was nurturing it when he was first born. I finally got the courage to step out on it when he was 2 or 3. I saved up for it. So I had been waiting to make this dream happen, and I never once thought that it was be a parent or be happy. I just felt like I get to have both. We get to have both. And so Jelani had been in school since he was 2 years old, and now he's 5. And now he's on his way to first grade. I cried all day, not because I missed him necessarily. I cried because I could not remember one thing that happened when he was 3 or 4. I couldn't remember Jelani's, and I'm still embarrassed to say it. I couldn't remember Jelani's favorite toy. I couldn't remember what Jelani's favorite cartoon was. Now, I could tell you a cartoon. I could tell you it was SpongeBob, but I didn't know if it was still SpongeBob. I just remember when he was 2, it was SpongeBob. I don't remember if it was that at 3 or if it was that at 4. I can tell you he loved Spider-Man, but I couldn't tell you who the favorite character was in the moment because I was so busy building our future. So I want to tell you something. I want to warn you. I want to warn you about working so hard to create an amazing future that you miss a million nows. So busy creating that future where your children or your family or your parents or your significant other will have everything they want. In the moment, you're robbing them from the one thing they need. Your time. I know that our intentions are good, and I say ours because I'm right there with you. I would grind every day in my walk-in closet. I transformed my walk-in closet into my office. I would walk my son to school, come back, put my head down, my elbows up, and I would come up for air just enough to walk to school, pick him up, bring him back, fix him a fast lunch. I go back down, and then I come back up at dinner time, and then I go back down. And I did it for year after year after year after year. And I looked up and I forgot the things I like. I forgot the excursions that I want to go on. I forgot my favorite food, because my favorite food was whatever was fastest and quickest and can get me back to work. I thought that the sacrifice was okay, that it's okay to sacrifice at this level. And while there is a necessary sacrifice, there is a necessary level of inconvenience, there also is a required and, by all means, a desired amount of memories that you want to make sure you make now. I wrote my book, Abundance Now, and I remember having conversations with the publishers and others about the now. Because whether it was Abundant Life or Abundance and Prosperity or Abundance Beyond the Secret, another title, it was important for me to write Abundance Now. Because there's nothing more valuable than your now. So yes, I'm going to encourage you to work hard. I'm going to encourage you to grind. But I'm going to remind you that when you're sitting in your rocking chair and there's nothing else for you to do, you have played full out. You've made all the money you're going to make. You've bought all the properties you're going to buy. You've done all the business you can do, and you've attended all the meetings there are to attend. And all that's left to do now is to sit inside your memories. You're going to want to have a lot of really great memories. I realized, and thank God it didn't take me long to realize. I thought it was long, but Jelani was 6 years old at the time when I realized, wait a minute. I'm not working really hard to earn an amazing future. I'm working really hard to purchase amazing memories. Purchase with my time, because they're free, it's a walk. Or purchase with my finances is taking 11 of my family members on a 10-day vacation to Hawaii. It's purchasing the opportunity for my son and and my dad to stand on top of one of the largest mountains in South Africa, and for Jelani to spread his arms and say, "Mommy, I'm on the tallest mountain in South Africa." That memory still burns in my head. That I realized early on I wasn't purchasing things or status, but I was simply buying memories. And my memories start in the now. And so if you're working really hard, I salute you. I'm your sister in the journey. But I also want to remind you that you're working hard for the people you love, and they're right with you right now. And time is the thing that you don't have to work hard for. You're given time every day. If you can hear my voice and see my face, you still are given time. I also want to warn you, don't exchange precious memories for the illusion of joy in the future. Because that's not guaranteed to you. What's guaranteed is your now. So find your dance, find your harmony. When it's important for you to go in deep, and when it's important for you to let it go and give people the gift of the moment. Some of my most prized possession moments right now or just sitting with my grandmother and being really busy doing absolutely nothing. Remember, this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. This is a conversation between you and I want to hear what you're thinking. What got stirred in your soul during that last episode? What happened? What did you go, whoa, wait a minute, I'm trading in too much time for this, or where are my memories? Or was it a validation that you're on the right path? Or was it a wake-up call? I know for me, it was a wake-up call when I realized I'm missing a lot of nows. I want to hear your comments. Please comment below and read some other comments and comment on their comments. And then invite people. Come, invite others to be a part of this dynamic conversation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please join our tribe. Subscribe. This is the place where you're always going to be able to come for a safe, transparent, delicious conversation. This is your community. We are your tribe, and I am your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And I believe in you, and I love you. I'll see you next time.